I'm Kim Singer.
And I'm Gary Hill. In the news tonight, a convicted child molester ordered to put up warning signs has lost his court-ordered delay.
Governor Neil Goldschmidt comes out against the Salt Caves Dam project.
Supreme Court nominee Anthony Kennedy campaigns for support on Capitol Hill.
And Tigard students hold a mock Supreme Court hearing over a T-shirt ban. The 10 o'clock news is next.
Good evening, everyone. Convicted child molester Richard Bateman must post signs to warn children away from his home. Bateman was just released from jail in Portland last week. A judge had sentenced him to probation with the condition that he post warning signs on his car and his home. But the Oregon Court of Appeals temporarily stayed that order. Well, today, the same court lifted that stay, and that means the signs must be posted immediately. American Civil Liberties Union Director Stevie Remington had fought the order to post the signs.
Pointed in that portion of the ruling, I had hoped that they would grant the stay until the case were decided. But I am pleased that they have expedited the hearing, so it won't be 6 months before the decision is made.
Remington says the ACLU will participate in the hearing before the appeals court to decide the sign issue once and for all. Today's appeals court decision moved that hearing from February. They moved it up to late December. Kim?
Governor Goldschmidt has finally made his feelings known on the controversial Salt Caves Dam project in Klamath Falls. Very simply, he's against it. Goldschmidt made his announcement after meeting with the mayor of Klamath Falls and a local legislator. The governor says he opposes the dam because of the possible serious impact it may have on the environment.
Maybe that a future generation will choose power over recreation and fishery. A decision not to build reserves to our children all of the options. A decision to construct...
Goldschmidt has nothing to do with whether the dam is finally approved, but he has been asked for his opinion by Klamath Falls residents and by reporters. Klamath Falls wants to build a hydroelectric generator in the dam, if it is built, to make money for Klamath Falls. Well, diners at a Portland restaurant can blame a faulty water heater for spoiling their evening out last night. Noxious fumes from the heater sent 20 patrons and employees of McCormick and Schmick's seafood restaurant in Portland to the hospital. Today, county health officials determined the hot water heater was filtering carbon monoxide fumes into the restaurant. Tests done this morning showed carbon monoxide levels in the restaurant to be greater than 150 parts per million. Standard levels are 5 parts per million. The restaurant was closed last night when people began complaining of dizziness, lightheadedness, faintness, and rushing heartbeats. One of those affected says carbon monoxide levels in his body far exceeded normal.
I've been found to have carbon monoxide levels 6 times normal in my blood and spent about 3 hours on oxygen until about 3 o'clock this morning.
The water heater was repaired this afternoon and the restaurant reopened for dinner tonight.
The Portland School Board has approved an out-of-court settlement with the current Miss Oregon for her 1982 rape on the campus of Franklin High School. The school district will pay 21-year-old Tammy Fazzolari $10,000 for that assault. She was 16 when the rape occurred. Her parents sued the district, claiming that it was negligent in failing to warn students about another rape on campus 2 weeks earlier. The two sides agreed to the $10,000 settlement last week, just as the case was about to go to trial. The Portland Police Union plans to sue the city over the firing of 2 police sergeants, but it hasn't made a decision about a third sergeant's case. Sergeant Jay Decker was fired last week, along with Sergeant Robert Clary, the man on the left here, and Sergeant Dan Mason. The 3 allegedly violated the Bureau's rule against the use of illegal drugs. The police union president, Stan Peters, says he'll go to court against the city because Mason and Decker were not offered so-called transactional immunity. Peters says Oregon law guarantees such immunity for officers who testify in internal affairs matters.
That question is unique in Oregon, has never been answered here, and I think that all officers have the right to have that question answered.
Under transactional immunity, Decker and Mason could not be prosecuted for drug use they admit to in that testimony. Now, Peters says Sergeant Mason admitted drug use to the police bureau. The union hasn't decided yet whether to back up his grievance. However, that decision will be up to union lawyers.
Today, the Portland City Council approved a plan to increase drug education and enforcement in the Rose City. The plan's first goal is to educate the public about drugs through an information campaign. The aim is to change attitudes about drug use and abuse. The second goal is to increase arrests and the prosecution and enforcement of drug laws. The plan puts particular emphasis on people who sell drugs on the street and run so-called drug houses. The council also approved funding for a Fire Bureau staffer to deal with hazardous waste problems caused by drug labs.
It's a position that will have impact on the entire city, and it's a monstrous problem, and it's one that the Fire Bureau, with the passage of this, with the amendment, will be able to deal with.
City building inspectors say former lab locations in apartments and motel rooms are now unsafe to live in, but the owners of these buildings still rent them out. Commissioner Bogle says the city may be legally liable if it doesn't take action to shut down former lab locations. But Mayor Bud Clark says it's up to residents to decide whether or not they want to live in such buildings. Supreme Court nominee Anthony Kennedy met with a group of senators in Washington, D.C. today to discuss his upcoming confirmation hearings. Both Democrats and Republicans hope Kennedy's confirmation will go smoothly. But the big question is now, how soon can Congress get to work? Some Democrats don't think Kennedy can make it on the court until sometime next year.
We're going to meet with the Republican and Democratic leadership, and sometime next week sit down with Senator Baker and see if we can come up with a date. We're all anxious to do it as quickly as we possibly can.
I really think it's an excellent appointment. There's really no reason that I know of now, unless something arises that I don't foresee, that would keep this man from being confirmed. The only question now that could possibly arise that would slow it up is the time element. But I think we can proceed with that, and I think he should be confirmed before Christmas.
President Reagan met with Biden and Thurman today, and then he called for the hearings to start just as soon as possible.
Man's best friend. Well, maybe second best friend.
Hi, Jimmy Hollister for Beaverton Nissan. Right now, $49 down delivers brand new selected Nissan. That's right, $49 down delivers from Beaverton Nissan. For example, a brand new 1988 Nissan Sentra, and only $49 down delivers on approved credit. And take a look at this, a brand new 87 Nissan Maxima GXE. Luxury you can lease for only $198 per month. Low down payments, low monthly payments. They're right here at Beaverton Nissan, 3855 Southwest Cedar Hills Boulevard.
$230-2000.
You'll find the sofa you want at the price you want to pay during Schleifer Furniture's fall sofa sale. Every sofa, sleeper sofa, and love seat in stock has been reduced 20 to 40%. Choose from hundreds of different styles, fabrics, colors, and prices. Beautiful sofas from $2.99, others from $3.99, a selection from $5.99, and top-of-the-line sofas from $6.99. Buy now with no money down and no payments for 6 months. The sofa you want is on sale now at Schleifer Furniture, Southeast Grand Avenue at Stark.
There are some discouraging words out of Washington tonight about the progress of the talks aimed at reducing the federal deficit. House Democratic leader Thomas Foley of Washington State says it is unlikely that an agreement will be hammered out by the end of this week. That was a goal set by the White House and by the congressional negotiators.
The perjury trial of former presidential aide Michael Deaver has been postponed until next week. Deaver is scheduled for surgery tomorrow to remove a kidney stone. The trial is all about the fact he's charged with 5 counts of lying to a House committee and a grand jury about a lobbying business he formed after leaving the White House in 1985. This is the second time that Deaver's been hospitalized since that trial began. New Yorkers mourn for little Elizabeth Steinberg today. The 6-year-old girl was apparently a frequent victim of child abuse and finally died last week after a beating. Her adoptive parents have been charged with her murder, and Elizabeth has become a symbol of an adoption system that somehow went very, very wrong in New York. A lot of people there.
Is there anyone in the whole world who couldn't consider it a tragedy? Of course it's a tragedy. It's a terrible tragedy. And it's equally tragic that we have so much of this kind of thing so frequently. But we'll have to pray for better days.
Elizabeth was buried today after a Catholic service, and now comes word that Elizabeth's adoptive mother may testify against her adoptive father in that child abuse case.
University of Oregon students rallied on campus in Eugene today in support of U of O President Paul Olam. A committee of the State Board of Higher Education has told Olam he must retire in 1989. He wants to stay on until 1992. The full Board of Higher Education takes up the matter tomorrow. And in a show of support for Olam, about 125 students staged a rally today. They marched to the office of Chancellor William Davis. Spuds McKenzie beware, an argument over whether Tigard High School students can wear T-shirts imprinted with alcohol advertising was heard in a mock court of law today. Sylvia Stinson witnessed the judicial proceedings.
All persons having business before the Honorable Supreme Court of the United States are admonished to draw near and give their attention, for the court is now sitting.
Tigard High School students didn't take their differences over T-shirts to a mere municipal or state court today. They took it to the top, to the U.S. Supreme Court.
I think it speaks extremely well of this high school and of the educational system in our state that an issue of this nature would be resolved partly by making an educational experience.
Granted, this was a mock Supreme Court convened in the Tigard High School gym, but those justices were the real thing, individuals gathered from the local legal profession, ruling on what may seem a trivial matter of T-shirts, but it boiled down to an argument over freedom of speech. Students submitted prior briefs and then acted as their own counsel.
The appellants have 6 arguments that will be presented by the respective student attorneys. The 6 arguments are as listed on page 3 of our brief.
It was not easy for either plaintiff or defendant, arguments frequently interrupted by justices cross-examining.
It's advertising a legal product. How does that work? What does that mean? It's disrupting the educational function. How?
The only evidence presented at today's Supreme Court hearing, the offending T-shirts. Much as in real life, there was no quick decision. Justices will spend a week mulling over the arguments and then submit a written answer. And this may have been the highest court in the land, but the Tigard High School principal has final say-so. And he has said only that he will take the court ruling under advisement before deciding whether students can wear what they please. In Tigard, Sylvia Stinson, the 10 o'clock news.
At least there's cameras in that courtroom. The battle over a plan to close the Clackamas Town Center ice rink heated up today. The mall wants to close the rink to make room for more shops and an antique carousel. The plan has drawn fire from skaters and their parents, many of whom jammed a meeting of the Clackamas County Commission today. The skaters say the operators of the town center have an obligation to keep that rink open because it was a feature that helped win approval of the original mall plan back in 1978.
As a businessman and involved in the community, a deal's a deal. When you make a deal, you stick by it. And Mr. Hahn himself came to Oregon City and he made a deal with Clackamas County.
The total. Attorneys for the Hahn Corporation, which owns the mall, say they never promised anybody that rink would remain open forever. The Clackamas County Commission will decide November 25th if removal of the rink constitutes a major or just a minor modification of the original plan. If it's found to be a major one, it would be subject to a public hearing before the county board.
Next up, Michael O'Brien with all today's sports.
He'll have highlights, in fact, of tonight's Blazer visit to Rocky Mountain Country. Stay with us.
Get your Vancouver Furniture Holiday Magic Wish Book now. Don't you really deserve the best in sleeping comfort? The Sealy Queen Posturepedic or the Simmons Queen Beauty Rest set is $3.99 complete at Vancouver Furniture. No money down, no interest, no payments till March. Free delivery, Portland to Longview. A lot of Portland stores sell great furniture. We simply sell it for less.
Vancouver Furniture simply sells for less.
Courtesy Ford Trucks, America's #1 sellers. Blow away the competition. Ranger from $63.88. F-Series pickup from $89.86. Bronco from $11,488. 7-passenger Aerostar from $13,195. Don't buy a truck before you see courtesy. Courtesy Ford Trucks beat the competition in a heartbeat.
Our business is saving you money.
Courtesy Ford, #1.
Friday on KPTV 12, two unforgettable classics of TV's favorite lawyer. The murderous plots and gripping courtroom finales have made him legendary. Now, KPTV presents two rare Perry Mason classics, the only episode ever made in color, followed by the only case Perry ever lost. Or did he? It's memorable courtroom drama on the Perry Mason Special, Friday night at 8 on KPTV 12.
Blazers were a mile high tonight, but it didn't help them. But the newest Blazer got to play a little bit tonight.
He did, and they're going to need him because one of the biggest ones went down tonight. Not sure how long he'll be out. Yeah, it just keeps happening. Maurice Lucas laced him up, played about 15 minutes for the Blazers tonight. He didn't do much, but at least he's got an excuse. Blazers get whipped at Denver, losing by 13. Calvin Nat's come back doing just fine. Here comes Nat on the run. He had 26 points tonight. Nobody scored more in this game. Fat Lever has a new contract, and that same old shot uses the glass here. Denver up by 9. Fat with 26 points and 10 boards. Blazers make a run. Clyde sparks it. There's the steal, and there's the duck rumbling down the lane for a basket in the first half. Later, Clyde will steal again. This time, he'll spot Jerome Kersey. Blazers actually get the lead, 56-55 right here, but it's tied at the half, 59. Second half was less fun than watching Sam Bowie jump. Blazers play no defense. Lever finds Wayne Cooper, the slow break for the easy basket. Nuggets jump to a big lead. It gets worse. Here's Duckworth. He becomes Portland's latest injured center, spraining his ankle coming down. Not sure how serious or how long the Duck will be out, if at all. And late going, Denver up there. Blazers try to rally, but Nat gets the rebound, finds Alex English, who had 24, and Denver wins it by 13 points. Other scores, Johnny Dawkins had 28 as San Antonio beats Seattle. Lakers still unbeaten, easily beating the Clippers. And Houston has defeated Sacramento by a basket. College hoops, Oregon State tonight beat the Illawarra Hawks from Australia 66-55. That game was in Corvallis. Sean Freeman led the Beavers. He had 17 points. Johan Ronaldo and Gary Payton each scoring 13. And the state volleyball championships underway at the Chiles Center. Tonight, an easy victory for St. Mary's in the blue. The Blues, number 2 in the AAA rankings, led 14-0 over South Albany in Game 1. And the Blues took that opening game 15-1. St. Mary's won the match in straight sets. Amy Clabo with a spike. The Blues over the Rebels 15-1 and 15-4. Other scores, Pendleton a winner. Gresham beats Corvallis in 3 sets. Thurston over North Medford. Marshall wins in 2 close games. It's Roseburg, a winner over Marshfield. Number 1 Barlow has defeated West Lynn, and Wilson defeats Mountain View in 3. And the football playoffs begin tomorrow. Mark Morris High of Longview, Washington, playing its first game on AstroTurf. The Monarchs meet Tahoma, Washington's number 2 AA school. They'll play up near Seattle. Mark Morris made a 1-hour bus trip today to Civic Stadium to test out the artificial turf, and it seems to fit the Monarch offense.
We're a running team, and we got some backs with good moves, and the AstroTurf's going to help them out a lot, so we're going to try to run the ball, and if we can't run the ball, we'll throw the ball.
Mark Morris won the Greater St. Helens Conference, so we'll see how they do in state.
He likes the turf, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll see. So they're doing the real thing, right?
Well, Jim Donovan's up next with a look at the weather.
And we'll take a look at today's activity on Wall Street right after this.
If you've always felt that driving a car should be more than simply a way of getting from one place to another, we have a suggestion we'd like to run by you.
Your Metro Portland Porsche Connection invites you to test drive the 944 series.
Go ahead, shop all the furniture sales. Then come into Kelley's Recliner and Sofa Showcase. Our everyday prices are lower than their so-called sale prices, and Kelley's selection can't be beat. Now through Monday, save even more on quality recliners by Lane during Kelley's huge inventory clearance. Save on sofas, love seats, and sleepers too. Choose from hundreds of different styles, colors, and fabrics. Hurry into Kelley's today and save. That's Kelley's, 122nd and Northeast Gleason.
can be more than half the fun. Ford Escort GT.
See your Northwest Ford dealer today. They're winning the Northwest over with quality.
See exciting Lotto on Channel 12 every Saturday night only on KPTV, the official Washington State Lottery station.
We've had rain in most parts of Oregon, and there's still more in the forecast, but Astoria still has a shortage of drinking water. The city's Public Works Director, Bob Nordlander, says Astoria residents are still using more water than the city's watershed can provide. In fact, a ban on the outdoor use of water remains in effect there with stiff penalties for violators.
Well, today certainly turned out better than expected, at least better than certain people predicted.
True.
I'm not complaining, but what is ahead?
Anyone in particular? Astoria may not have to worry after this weekend. We'll see. In fact, the entire Northwest may lose the drought this weekend. It should be interesting. Outside right now, we've got some rain, 54 degrees. The barometer is falling just a bit, 29.78. The humidity at 92%. The winds are east right now, 5 miles per hour. Let's check those conditions around the state. We've got plenty of rain. Look at that. Astoria's raining right now, 53 degrees. Eugene's got some rain up and down the valley, some rain, fog and clouds east of the Cascades for the most part. And checking our statistics for the date today, there you can see them. High temperature, 60 degrees. Our normal high, about 53. But this is the amazing thing. The normal low is 19. The record low you can see there. The record low is 19. The normal low is 39. And our low today was 54. So those are almost like summer low conditions. 54 degrees up and down the valley in many areas. Well, we had a real wave of precipitation fall through mostly overnight last night. That came through. We saw some clearing at times this afternoon. We're just bracing ourselves. Actually, rain has been falling throughout the city off and on throughout the night, and this should continue through tomorrow morning, and we're just kind of brace yourself a little bit because we're finally going to get to one of those storm systems that, you look up in the sky and say, when is this ever going to end? Because it looks like maybe over the weekend we could get some real heavy showers, hopefully. The great news for skiers, freezing levels should drop down to about 3,000, maybe 3,500 feet over the weekend, bringing some snow showers to the Cascades. High temperatures around the state today, mainly in the 60s along the coastline, some upper 50s as well. Some rain falling mostly overnight tonight, over a half an inch in Salem, a little over that in Eugene, some fairly heavy amounts there. Otherwise, just mostly trace precipitation amounts. Central and eastern Oregon saw some clear skies. Let's check our satellite picture right now. You can see we've got plenty of clouds over much of the Northwest, going to continue through the weekend. We will have some clearing periods tomorrow afternoon, maybe about midday after this frontal system passes through, waiting for the next one to arrive, which will bring us some heavy showers. Finally, the snows ended up here in the New England states. They got another half a foot or so in some areas, finally ending, and it should be gone by tomorrow. High temperatures probably in the 60s along the East Coast. Here come our forecasts now. Rain changing to showers along the coast with highs mainly in the 50s. And for the Willamette Valley, we'll see about more of the same, really. High temperatures in the 50s and the southwest winds. They'll be gusty at times around the showers. Cascades, rain or good news, snow showers. Freezing level about 7,000 tonight. Should be 3,500 by tomorrow. Columbia Gorge, we'll see some showers. Central and eastern Oregon will cool down a bit and see some showers. Maybe some snow showers in the higher elevations for Portland, Vancouver. Rain turning to showers and about 55 or so for the high tomorrow. Maybe a few clearing periods in the middle of the day, but not, good news. We need the rain, really.
Yeah, you bet. Okay, thanks, Jim.
Coming up next, balloons for Project Help.
But right now, here are today's Daily 4 and Triple Choice numbers.
When was the last time you had a cool, crisp, clear Hamm, fresh from the land of sky blue waters?
Hamm's the beer refreshing, Hamm's the beer refreshing, Hamm's the beer refreshing.
Get your Vancouver Furniture Holiday Magic Wish Book now.
Fisher Color and Sound dual cassette CD player, 24 preset stereo radio, semi-automatic turntable, 26-inch stereo TV, pumps at 120 watts of stereo sound, 15-inch speakers, $19.99.
No money down, no interest, no payments till March.
Free delivery, Portland to Longview. A lot of Portland stores sell great furniture. We simply sell it for less.
Vancouver Furniture simply sells for less.
Excuse me, do you have any change you could spare? Anything at all? A quarter?
Last year, over 20,000 Washington and Oregon kids dropped out of high school. For too many, it was a terrible choice. So the people at Pacific Northwest Bell volunteered to teach a high school course called Choices.
Spare change.
It helps kids find out before they drop out, and it works.
Please, sir. Please.
Make sure the kids in your school have choices. Call us. We're Pacific Northwest Bell.
Man's best friend. Well, maybe second best friend.
Over 4,400 helium balloons filled the sky over Portland's Pioneer Courthouse Square during the noon hour today. It was all to bring attention to families that need help with their heating bills. The balloons were part of the official kickoff of Project Help, each balloon representing one Oregon family that received emergency heating assistance through the project last winter. PP&L and PGE, sponsors of the project, will soon be soliciting donations for this year's program through flyers in your home utility bill.
The rest is up to you, all of our customers, members of this community, to ensure that our low-income residents do have an opportunity for a warm winter. So please, we need your help. We ask for it.
Applications from families who need help with home heating bills will be accepted after January 1st. The funds will be distributed through the Salvation Army.
Good night, everyone.
See you tomorrow, everybody.
Listen to the heartbeat of America. Listen to the heartbeat of America. Oh yeah.
It's the rhythm on the road. It's the pulse on the street. City and town, magic sound.
Feel the heartbeat of America. Chevrolet.
Chevrolet.
City lights, I long for the city lights. The bulbs of those beaming brights, Beckett and be there, be there.
Metropolis, the new Lauder for Men fragrance. Live in it.
And you own the world. Love them live.
Now at Meyer and Frank.
Saturday, during Smith's 13-hour sale. Hundreds of appliances on sale. Hundreds of home entertainment items on sale. Plus no payments and no interest until May. For example, all Zenith TVs, VCRs, and camcorders are 10 to 30% off. All General Electric appliances also 10 to 30% off. Plus no payments and no interest until next May. Saturday only, 8 a.m. until 9 p.m. during the 13-hour sale at all Smith's Home Furnishings.
At Courtesy Hyundai, value means everything. If you want economy with bottom-line prices that make sense, then Courtesy is the place with 8 new car models under $7,000. Get economical dependability in the 3-door XL, right now as low as $55.95. Or for family excitement, try the GL 4-door sedan. Take a test drive and be eligible to win 100 lottery tickets. Courtesy Hyundai has the bottom line that saves you money. At Courtesy Hyundai.
It's memorable courtroom drama with TV's favorite lawyer on the Perry Mason Special, Friday night on KPTV 12.